Welcome everybody, here's Mark Arnaldo reporting from GenCon 2013. I'm here with Matthew from On the Lam Games, and he's going to tell us a little bit about their last release, which is Endless Tactics. Thank you, Matthew.
No problem. Endless is a tactical miniatures game. You play it on a grid like you would on an RPG's combat table. It's a game where you build a party of adventurers, and you either go out and fight monsters or you fight rival adventurers. You build a party of extremely customizable monsters and heroes. On the back of each card is a list of abilities that you don't actually bring all of your abilities into combat when you're playing the game. You actually pick out a certain number each time you play, and so every time you're playing the game, it has a huge amount of customization to the builds of your party. So even if you're not buying new miniatures or checking out new cards, there's still customization and ways for you to tweak your game. The basic rolling mechanics for Endless are to roll a number of dice equal to the stat that's called for, such as if the gunsmith here, this dwarf guy, is making an attack, he's got an attack value of 3. So he's going to roll 3 dice, and you're going to look for every 4, 5, or 6. Each of those counts as a success, and the defender's going to do the same thing using their defense stat. Each successful defense die that rolls a 5 or a 6 will negate 1 successful attack die. Anything left over is what deals damage to models. It's a very simple, very fast game. It plays about a half hour to an hour long, but it has a lot of great customization and depth to it. You're going to be getting item decks as well as the character models, and you're going to equip items to your characters, so there's many different layers to how to play the game. And it's played on a grid, and you move them just like you would in any classic console tactical RPG.
No diagonal movement, am I correct?
No diagonal movement. Everything's measured by orthogonal squares.
And the same applies to ranged weapons and ranged attacks?
Exactly.
All right.
Additionally, there's also facing to worry about, so it has all that kind of tactical gameplay of getting in behind your enemies and doing backstab attacks and things like that.
That's important.
Yeah. And it includes rules for playing on the 3-dimensional boards, which is why we're using one here. There's a jump value to your movement, so you can only go up a certain number of squares depending on your jump stat, and line of sight is blocked by terrain that's too high and things like that. So there's not just a flat board that you're playing on. You're going to play it on 3-dimensional boards that you either make yourself, or even if you just write the numbers on an RPG mat or something like that.
And are there factions that people have to commit to, or not?
There are actually no factions in Endless. In the background there may be, but we don't have any restrictions on which models you can take into battle. All you got to do is stay within the point limit, and you can pick whatever models you want to play with.
All right. Thank you, Matthew, for taking the time with us. Thank you, Matthew, for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
Bye. And in this case, we have some painted miniatures for Endless Tactics, so you can get a better sense of how the sculpts may look like up close after they have been painted. There appears to be quite a variety of sculpts, of designs. Oh, look at that scary undead. Then side to side with this cute, I don't know, overweight knight, or just there's only a head, hard to say. But definitely a vast variety of styles and designs here. Pretty detailed miniatures. Yeah, look quite good. Wizards here, I guess. And some big monster dudes. And this is how a miniature looks like when it is unpainted. Miniatures are made of resin and supplied unpainted and unassembled.